Attend the world's best business workshop led by America's #1 business coach for free by subscribing on iTunes and leaving us an objective review. Claim your tickets by emailing us proof that you did it and your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the most incredible, most humble, most actionable, most non-BS business podcast on the planet. If you've ever wanted to grow a successful company, you've found us. You found the right place. And I'll tell you this, because every single show that we do is in response to a question that somebody like yourself has asked us. And one of the questions that we've been asked a lot on the ground level, as an actual, in the trenches, as a business coach working with business owners, as an entrepreneur who actually owns companies myself, as a workshop facilitator, a lot of people will come from all over the world to our workshop. And Marshall, you hear people all the time saying, I'm trying to find my niche, and kind of, I guess I'm trying to find out how I'm going to stand out. You know, in my town, there's 10 fitness companies. How am I going to stand out? I mean, my town, there's 10 phone repair companies. How am I going to stand out? There's 10 haircut places. How am I going to be different? How am I going to stand out? And Marshall, that's what we're talking about today, is finding your niche and creating a business that stands out in the marketplace.
Well, we're going to teach everybody on how to find that niche. But first, I want to talk about the pitfalls of why people are even having that question in the first place.
Ooh,
and I would say the reason why a lot of businesses struggle with this particular thing that we're getting into today is they are trying to be remarkable in too many different areas of their business, and therefore they are not remarkable in any of them. And so I would say that you need to find and consolidate all of your efforts into one or two particular parts of your business in order to one-up the competition.
Bruh, but with so much of my day devoted to surfing, bruh, it's like hard to like come up with the time to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you surf, and then Chip, you get the munchies, you know, and then it's like you're like, oh.
Then you're tired because surfing.
Well, yeah, and then you just
wears you out.
Yeah,
No, but seriously, you got to find time for it.
Right. Yeah, you got to block off time, and you got to think about it. You got to think about it on a regular basis.
So here we go. This is how we do it. These are the steps. Okay. Step number 1, you got to mystery shop your competition. All right, you got to do that, and Chip, I want to put that on the show notes. You got to go out there and mystery shop your competition. You just have to. You have to make a spreadsheet that lists each one of your competitors. But I don't have any competition. My only competition's myself because I'm so good at business. No, you need to make a list of your competition, and you need to make a list, like a spreadsheet. So on the far left column, list the names of your competition, and let's get at least 5, Marshall. Can we do at least 5?
Yeah.
Then on row B, I guess it'd be row what?
Column B.
Column B,
yeah.
Column C, column D. Put the benefits on column B. Okay, the benefits. Like, what do they do that's really good? They don't do anything good, which is why I'm in this business. Whatever. Just make a list of it. The second is their offer. Okay, this is column C. Make a list of their offer. Like, hey, what are they offering that's awesome? What's the hot sauce? I mean, hot sauce, there's no hot sauce. They're terrible. Okay, but you have to make, what's the offer? Okay? Now we make on the next column, put their branding. Rate their branding. You know, who has the best branding and why? Who has the best branding and why? Who and why? Who?
I have a funny mystery shopping story.
Who?
A hot and fresh mystery
what
shopping.
Is your mystery? What is your mystery shopping story?
So there was a recent trade show here in town, and I'm not going to say the particular name of the company, but they went around and mystery shopped all of their competitors, going around from.
Was this one of your clients?
Yeah, one of my clients.
Oh, nice.
Were they in their work uniforms?
They were not. They actually went to the bathrooms, changed out of their work uniforms.
Who could they be now?
And so
Who could they be now?
And so they went around to all of their different competitors, asking them questions. And the husband's asking the questions like, what would you say that you guys do best? How much do you guys charge for this service? What is your no-brainer offer?
Did he get busted?
And his wife is like, oh, no, he's getting too specific, too deep. So eventually the competitors, they go, what?
Who are
may
you?
I ask you, what do you do? And he just flat out told him, honestly, I operate a company exactly in your niche and your business. And the guy was like, he just totally called him out on it. But that's exactly what you have to do. I was so proud of them because until you go around and mystery shop, you don't get the real and raw information for what it is that makes them unique.
I got a good story too.
Yeah,
a recent one. I got a client. Well, it's not a one-up. It's just an addition. It's an addition to. It's an addition to. I can't. Well, you're too tall to one-up. I can't do that.
Okay.
I got a guy, and he has some friends that he's known for 20 years, and they're all kind of competition. They're on the board. They're a chiropractor. I'll say. I'm not gonna say where or who, but his buddies all have locations kind of near him.
Wait a minute.
So he's been mystery shopping his buddies.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I want to tee up this real quick.
Tee this up.
What you just said, I would like to wage war on.
Oh, do it.
You just said he has buddies who are competition.
Well, they're not in the same location.
Let me try again.
Okay.
This is like saying, I've got a good buddy. He fights for the Israeli army, and his good buddy fights for the Palestinian army, and they hang out on the weekends. This is like the Red Sox.
No. It would be
your
more.
good
No,
buddy
I
plays
want
for
to wage
the Red
war.
Sox.
I want to wage war.
And his best friend
this
is
is
pitching
getting
for the
heated.
Yankees, and they got together to talk about strategy. It's just like
I'm gonna referee this.
It's
Here we
like
go.
it's like an Army Ranger got together with a Navy SEAL because they're in the same industry, but they don't serve the same customers at all.
Okay.
At this point, now let's say we open up a new location, then yes. So, anyways, it was a funny juxtaposition that he's mystery shopping his
I
buddies.
dislike that story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
wow, that level of candor is just wow.
I just am saying, like, I just no, I mean this. I have a lot of clients I've worked with over the years who try to be buddies.
Yeah.
With with an employee who's left them and started their own thing, or they're trying to be buddies with a competitor, and it always ends bad. It always ends bad.
Well, in my face.
Friends of your enemies are your enemies.
Look into his eyes.
Wow.
Nation.
Okay, so now we mystery shop our competition. Then the next step is you want to create a purple cow that will one up your competition. A purple cow that will one up your competition. Seth Godin, the best-selling author of the book Purple Cow, and the man who sold his marketing business to Yo-Yo-Dine to Yahoo for $30 million, he says this. He says, in a crowded marketplace, fitting in is failing. In a busy marketplace, not standing out is the same as being invisible. He goes on to say, boring is always the most risky strategy. Smart business people realize this, and they work to minimize the risk from the process. Marshall, boring is always the most risky strategy. I don't get it. How, Marshall, I think boring is safe. I'm a chiropractor. I've been practicing chiropractor care for years, and I've decided I'll always keep my business boring because boring is safe. Why is that possible that boring is more risky?
We are a humble business.
And by the way, before I ask the question, I really have to throw off, screw off, Marshall.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So a lot of businesses, they'll say, I'll talk with them. What is your purple cow? What is your unique selling proposition? What is it that you do differently? And they'll say, well, we are the most professional. We are the most professional business. I'm like, okay.
We're the most professional you've ever seen.
Or they'll say, I have the best customer service, or my communication with the customers is better than all my competition.
Well, if you look at it across the systems, I have a lot of people love to say they have systems and they don't actually have any systems. Like I like to say I've got great systems and great people and professionalism, all of which don't mean anything.
And here's the deal. At the end of the day, all of those things are pretty boring. Oh, that was the truth cannon. That hurts.
Marshall, I like to say this. First off, you're boring.
Well, at the end of the day, what you have to do is, if you're going to be remarkable in any of those things, you have to be remarkable to the point. You have to have Zappos level of customer service. If you are going to win on communication, if you're going to win on customer service, you have to go to the lengths that Zappos, I would say, is best practice for customer service.
I realize we've never had a client to ever fight back about the concept of needing to be different.
Right.
And to stand out. We've never had a client. There's nobody listening to this show. We've never experienced a client or a workshop attendee or a listener who's ever pushed back about the concept of differentiating themselves.
That's right.
But people who aren't our clients, some foolish people might say, I don't need to differentiate my business, because my business isn't differentiated. It doesn't need to be. It's just professional. It's all word of mouth.
The fact that I have a business and I don't have competitors, I don't need to differentiate because the sheer nature of my business is that we offer something that nobody else has.
So speaking of being remarkable, Seth Godin goes on to write, you're either remarkable or invisible. Make a choice. Oh, what?
That's
Marshall,
a little harsh.
Break that down. He says, you're either remarkable or invisible. Make a choice.
If you are not remarkable, people are not going to be talking about you. And if
your mother's not remarkable.
Okay.
Well, your mother. Just want to throw. I want to start. That's the best way. If I disagree with something, you start by attacking one other man's mother. Then he's distracted, unable to put together any other logical reasoning, and then you make another personal attack. I've been watching Donald Trump political commentary, and I've noticed when you went to win a debate, you first attack the other person,
and then you double down with another.
And then you
attack.
double down, and then it actually went through. And then once the other person begins to no longer be able to reason and communicate, then you throw in some logic. So now continue now that I've insulted your mother.
Well, so if you don't have people talking about you, then your business is invisible, and you've talked about
like
this
we
before.
all talk about your mother.
Trebek.
and this is a huge thing. You bring up
like your mother.
You bring up.
You set him up, he knocks him down.
You talked about Donald Trump, and you've done the statistics. You've mentioned this on previous shows, but the reason why Donald Trump has people listening and he's in the limelight so much is because he's making these outlandish remarks, and then people are paying attention to it. Your brain is actually more active when he's speaking.
Let's put it on the show notes. There's a link to a special that was done called "Your Brain on Trump." This is what I love this one because the organization that did this, they actually took the time to actually get researchers together, and it's called "This is Your Brain on Trump." It's on CNN Money, which is left of center, and CNN Money, although it is left of center, CNN, they prove that inconclusively when Donald Trump talks, people listen because he just stands out. You can't handle. He just speaks in headlines, and that is unfortunately or fortunately the key to good marketing. Now the key is, can you find the Vesica Pisces? Can you find the intersection? The Vesica Pisces is the intersection of two circles. Two circles. You intersect in the two circles. That's what the Vesica Pisces is right there. But the Vesica Pisces, that's where you find your morals, your values intersecting with an idea that makes you stand out. So Marshall, let's talk about Tom's shoes. That's an ample example that I think we all could ethically agree with.
Yeah, so Tom's Shoes, their purple cow is that for every shoe that you purchase from them, they're actually giving one away because that is their give back program. And they know that when you understand and you learn about their give back program, you're going to want to do more business with them because it feels good to actually purchase from them. So that is their purple cow.
Your mother reminds me of a purple cow. No, I'm being serious. There are people out there that we have met before who, when you tell them they need to differentiate their real estate company or their photography business or whatever brand it is, they always default to, I just want to be the most professional. But you have to differentiate yourself in some way, and personally attacking a business coach or somebody who is correct isn't going to help you. It's just not going to help you. So I would encourage you to think about what's going to make your company different. When we come back, we're going to open up the Boom Book, and we're going to fire off, Marshall, a list of common purple cows, businesses that have differentiated themselves successfully in the marketplace. Stay tuned. It's the Thrivetime Show on your radio.
Want to attend the legendary Thrivetime Show Business Workshop for free? Subscribe on iTunes, leave an objective review, and send us confirmation at info@thrivetimeshow.com to claim your tickets. Want to live in a van down by the river? Come by and see us at our Riverwalk offices, and we'll be able to make your dreams come true.
All right, Thrive Nation, for anyone just tuning in to the Thrivetime Show, we're talking today about how to create a purple cow, how to stand out in a crowded marketplace. And Seth Godin, the best-selling author of the book Purple Cow, the man behind the company called Yo-Yo Dine, which he sold to Yahoo for $30 million, has written in his book, The Purple Cow, boring is always the most risky strategy to market your business. Smart business people realize this, and they work to minimize, but not eliminate the risk from the process. He goes on to say, you're either remarkable or invisible. Make a choice. In a crowded marketplace, fitting in is failing. In a busy marketplace, not standing out is the same as being invisible. So if you say, I'm trying to make a niche for my business, I want my business to stand out. I want it to get the attention it deserves. I want to get in front of my ideal and likely buyers to sell them copious amounts of products and services that will solve their real problems that they really have so that I can achieve time freedom and financial freedom. Then you want to listen up because here are the steps you got to take. 1, make a list of your top 5 competitors. 2, make a list of your top 5 competitors. 2, list out the benefits of your competition. Figure out what are they doing that is better than what you're doing. What are they doing that is good? What are your competitors doing that's good? 3rd, list out the offers they have. 4th, rate their actual branding. Don't look at it from your perspective. Look at it objectively. Now, once you've done that, now you've got to one-up those guys. And if you create a purple cow, it's going to be criticized. And the only way to avoid criticism is to really say nothing or never stand out or just go through life as politically correct as possible. But if you are remarkable, it's likely that some people won't like you. Again, Seth Godin says, if you're remarkable, it's likely that some people won't like you. And that's part of the definition of remarkable. People remark because it's remarkable. Are you saying that if people don't remark as a result of seeing my marketing, that it's not remarkable? Yes, that's what it means. So as an example, if I see your marketing and I go, holy crap, that's terrible, at least I remarked. If I see your marketing and I say, oh my gosh, I swear, if I would, I think about, I'm going to call them and complain. That's so offensive. But as long as you saw it and you've commented, it works. But if you don't make any statement at all, then it's not remarkable. So I'll give you another example. Today I'm going to go to Atwood's. I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby. I'm going to go to Guitar Center every time.
Triple.
And when I drive down the road, there's usually nothing remarkable that gets my attention. So therefore, I typically don't remember the trips from point A to B to C.
Typically, your Hummer of Love is the remarkable thing on the road.
That could be true.
That's probably
It's a
true.
Kim Jong-un themed auto wrap. But as I'm driving down the road, the other day I'm driving the Hummer. I'm driving the Hummer with the kids. And I'm driving towards Lowe's, and there was somebody on the corner who was flipping a sign, waving, trying to get our attention for this wings place. It's a restaurant that serves like Buffalo Wild Wings kind of things, and hot wings. And they're flipping the signs. And they're almost frantically trying to get our attention, and they did.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give them as a rating?
I mean, it worked. So I'd have to give like a 7 or an 8. I mean, it was pretty good. Okay. Now the best I've ever seen. I mean, the best ever. I've seen companies that will pay somebody about $15 an hour to actually flip signs. They're actually like really talented and skilled. They're almost like choreographed
dancing,
But you want to get people's attention, because if you're not remarkable, then what's going to happen is you're going to lose. Seth Godin says, if you're remarkable, it's likely that some people won't like you. That's the part of the definition of remarkable. Nobody gets unanimous praise ever. The best the timid could hope for is to be unnoticed. Criticism comes to those who stand out. He goes on to say, marketing is a contest for people's attention. So, Marshall, read off some of the purple cows that we have documented that your business coach can help you execute. I mean, because your business coach can help you copycat or to implement a similar move. We've got, well, I guess, Chup, why don't you read off the ample examples here that we've gathered up for the Thrive Nation?
All right, we got a lot of them, so we'll run through them, okay? 1, Tom's shoes. What comes to mind with Tom's shoes?
Every time you buy a pair of shoes, they give a pair away.
Exactly, and everybody knows that, right? Harry's.com, Harry's Razors.
Okay, so Tom's shoes is buy a pair. I'm putting on the show notes, buy a pair, give a pair, right? And then Harry's, this is a big thing with Harry's. Harry's does German engineered blades, but when you go to Harry's.com, your first offer, the first time you buy the blades, they always do it for $3. Used to be $1. I'm sure eventually they won't have that kind of a deal, but you get everything you need for $3. You can try it out, which is pretty cool. I mean, because Chup, I mean,
Right.
once you receive the blades and you go, you know what, this company does a good job, you'll probably come back. The Dental Depot, Chup, is the next one.
Yeah, they got the trains, right?
A train actually parked in front of the
Literal train.
a literal train parked in front of a dentistry. What does the dentist have to do with the word depot? It's an alliteration. They both start with a D, and it works. Disney, they have music. It's clean. It's customer service. It's great. Whole Foods has earthy millennials and hipsters with dreadlocks named Skylar serving you organic food while women in yoga pants shop. And look at chalk menus.
And they have chalk menus.
Chalk menus. The next is Starbucks. It smells good.
And
It's an
they're fast.
experience. Their whole idea is to create a third place. It's not home and it's not work. They're charging you. Howard Schultz has talked about this. He says, I'm not charging you I'm not charging you for coffee. I'm charging you for the real estate, for the atmosphere, for the ambiance. Marshall, he's charging $4 for a cup of coffee, but he's not charging for coffee at all.
That's right. He's charging for the experience.
Think about that. The Apple Store, great customer service. It's modern. It's innovative. I'm going to get very specific. They have great customer service. They have modern decor, and they have the Genius Bar. And they have the Genius Bar. And they have the Genius Bar. Marshall, what's the Genius Bar?
The Genius Bar is filled with experts, so somebody who's maybe struggling with learning how to use their Apple product, they actually can go in, book a time with a genius at the Genius Bar, and they'll just take time out to help you and walk you through, teach you, and they do that for free.
A genius is somebody who's worked really, really hard for a long period of time to learn something, right? You become a genius as a result of not just inspiration. To quote Albert Einstein, he says, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. A genie ass is somebody who wishes for things and goes, and they wish, they state big, they claim big goals. They say, this is what I want to do with my life. I have this big goal, big ambition. They set big goals, but they don't have the discipline needed to execute. So the difference between a genius and a genie ass is based on diligence and hard work. I say this all the time to clients. I say, hey, listen, that right there is a genie ass idea because you're wishing and hoping, but you're not going to do the work needed. A genius idea, according to Mr. Thomas Edison, is it's 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. If you need help coming up with more purple cows, your business coach can help you. And if you go to today's show notes, you can find all of these ample examples that the human mind can handle available for you at thrivetimeshow.com. We come back, we're talking about determining your weekly break-even and goal achievement numbers. Stay tuned.